Yo, what up fellow disc golfers, Adam with High Action Disc Golf. Today I'm bringing you the back nine of my practice round at Munson Park in Denison, Texas, getting ready for my tournament, the Chain Bombers Mayhem at Munson. If you haven't watched the front nine yet, click right up here, but if you have, you'll know that the wind is absolutely ripping out there today, and currently I'm sitting at 1 under par, so let's see if I can snag a couple more birdies on the back nine and finish out with a good round. If you enjoy content like this, please remember to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know how the playthrough is, and let me know if there's anything I need to change for future playthroughs. With all that said, let's get into it and see how well I shoot. So kicking off the back nine, we've got hole 10, par 3, 255 feet. One of the shortest holes in the course, but definitely not one to be taken lightly. You have OB on the left with the road and beyond. Also OB long, and the OB long is, I don't even think 30 feet, closer to 25 feet. So you got to be really careful. Speed control is key on this hole because there's also a hill that you have to crest up there that drops down to the basket. So if you come in with too much speed, you can definitely catch edge on that hill and roll OB on the left or skip OB long. I'm gonna go with my MD3, try to throw it nice and soft and underneath the wind because I've got this headwind coming in, and this MD3 is decently stable. Throw it flat, hit the gap in the center, and try to hit the top of that hill and maybe have the disc just kind of pop up a little bit up over that hill and hopefully park it for the birdie. See, it crested that hill, and then the wind played with it a little bit. This headwind is ripping. Sorry if the audio is crazy. I'm hoping that this new mic will help. But it hit that hill, skipped out a little bit left. I don't think it went OB, so I think I'm up there for a putt, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. So as you can see there, I did not skip OB. I am relatively short for sure. Probably gave myself about a 35 to 38 footer. With this headwind, I'm gonna have to be real careful. I am gonna run this because, you know, why not? But gonna have to be careful to keep it up under that headwind. Hopefully I don't get too much flat plate exposed and have this sail away. Let's see if we can this birdie. This would be great. And that's what I get for trying to run that. The wind just absolutely ate that up. I should have pitched up. That was stupid. Oh well, live and learn. Let's see if we can snag the par. So that's what I get for trying to run a 40-footer in a massive headwind. Live and learn, like I say. Looking at a 25-footer, a little bit of a crosswind. Let's see if we can jam this at least for a par. It's a little downhill, not as treacherous as over there for sure. That one feels real good after that garbage upshot. So I've got a tad bit of a walk from 10 to 11. So quick update. I think I'm somewhere around 2 under, maybe 1 under. I don't know, not a super good day, but that's okay. This is a course that I haven't played but only 2 or 3 times. And this wind, if you guys can't hear that, is absolutely ripping. It is blowing very hard today, and so many of these throws are into headwinds. It's rather difficult. But I will say that the back nine is probably my favorite out of the two. I think that the back nine's got a lot of really fun shots. So let's see if we can get some out there and maybe make up a couple of strokes. Let's see. Let's get it. Hole 11, 450-foot par 4. The lefty backhand is really good on this hole because I can hit something straight, and the basket is tucked over there just on the right side a little bit up in the trees. No OB to speak of here. With a little bit of a headwind, I'm going to go with my Proto Kong. See if I can hit it straight, maybe with a little bit of hyzer, and just let it work to the right. See how much distance I can bite off. I definitely kept it low, but I underestimated that headwind. Pulled it over to the right a little bit. It wound up flexing a little bit. Down over here by this ditch on the left side, we'll see how much that comes into play. Hopefully I'm not in it, because that may make a little bit difficult of an upshot. Listen. So as you can see, I caught a bit of a lucky break there. Did not know that there was water over here on the left side. This does not play OB. This is definitely casual, but I really didn't want to have to fish my disc out of that, so that's okay. I've bit off a lot of distance. I've got probably about 120, maybe 130 to the basket. You guys are going to get to see one of the patented Atom forehands. We'll see how that goes. Going to flick my Crystal Flex zone, see if I can put it up there next to the basket. This probably won't go well, just to let you know. My forehand is trash. Not going to complain about that at all. A little short. Like I said, I don't have a very good forehand, but I'm just happy that I didn't rip it up into the wind and watch it fly back in my face. Let's see if we can can that long putt for the birdie. That one feels good. Yes! Hole 12 is a somewhat difficult par 3 at 345 feet. It's not super long. You got a lot of trees to contend with up here. The basket is just right of the bushes that are about center frame and tucked a little bit to the right of those. Kind of right up on top of that little rock face that you can see there. So for a lefty backhand, I want to try to throw something nice and stable, straight ahead, and let it finish late at the basket, hopefully over those shrubs. Gonna rip on that PD2 with this massive headwind, and hopefully I don't turn it. We'll see. So I smacked something real hard there. It's in the water down there in that ditch. Like I say, that's not OB, that plays casual. I'll have to see how far up I managed to make it. So the loud crack that I heard was my PD2 smacking on some of that concrete. That's going to be a tad less stable now. That's okay though. Again, this water does not play OB. It is casual, so I'm going to take advantage of the rule and take my relief straight back from the pin a little bit to give myself a little bit of room. So I want to pause for just a second to clarify how this rule works. I actually just looked this up because it's kind of a gray area for me, and I believe that I misplayed this just a little bit. So the way that casual relief works, if I throw it into casual water like this, I must take my lie in a straight line from the pin as close to that casual water as possible, and I can go up to 5 meters off of that based on safety reasons. But I have to take the closest lie that is safe to play from to that casual water up to 5 meters. If I go beyond 5 meters, I have to re-tee again from my previous lie with an extra stroke, from what I've understood. As far as OB, if this water played OB, I could take relief in a straight line from the pin as far back as I wanted to, which is kind of how I played this actually, and I believe I should have marked my lie in a straight line right on the water's edge. So I'm pretty sure that I misplayed this a little bit. I don't think that it really makes a huge difference because I gave myself an extra 3 feet, 4 feet. But for future reference, as far as I've understood, that's how the ruling works.
If I'm incorrect, please hit me up in the comment section below and let me know and help me clarify this rule, because it is kind of abstract and weird. But as far as I understand, that's how it works. Let's get back into it and see how it plays out.
Gonna throw my active sensei here. Throw it kind of flat, maybe with a touch of anhyzer. To try to just put it up there and just loft it right next to the basket, grab another birdie. Back off, headwind. Get through. Whoa, sit. Got to get kind of a weird angle here. I hope you guys can see the basket just over on the left through this bush. But absolutely fluff that anhyzer throw. Hit the bush here, kick down, got myself about a 30-footer and a headwind again. Feeling confident from the last one though. Let's see if we can can this one too. Hole 13, par 4, 520 feet. Pretty demanding tee shot. Got to hit this initial gap in front of you. For the lefty, I could also take the left-hand gap, but that's going to lose me so much distance trying to do that I'm going to attempt to hit the center gap. I just prefer to hit that. With the headwind, going to go with that proto Kong again. Basket is past the ditch here, back uphill, and just up to the right up there in the trees. The goal for this one, keep it low, hit the gap, and get it just past that ditch if I can. If I can get it just past that ditch up on the flat over there, just where the uphill starts, I think I'll have a really good chance to get up and down for the birdie. So I'll definitely take that, sawed it off a little bit, but did hit the gap. It's over on the right, a little bit shorter than I prefer, but I can take it there for sure. Get a nice hyzer approach from the right side up through the gap up there uphill to try to hit that birdie. So like I said, sawed it off just a little bit, but did get past the ditch like I wanted to. So I'm comfortable with that being on this uphill slope a little bit easier for me to run up on, honestly. I'm gonna check the distance with my Bushnell rangefinder, see how much distance I've got to go, and let's see what we wind up throwing from there. So looking at 270 to the pin, probably playing closer to 320 with this uphill. With this being uphill, I think I'm just going to try to rip my instinct nice and hard and put that instinct up there. Try to hit this left gap over here with some hyzer. Try not to flip it over and just get it to crash in on the right side. So left myself with probably about a 45 to 50 footer. I'm not going to run this with this headwind. Just going to try to get a nice jump putt up to it, keep it low, and just put it under the basket and take my par. So hole 14 is probably the most demanding tee shot for a lefty backhand. Par 3, 350 feet. You have to rip it straight on this hill, and then if you can see it, this hill drops off drastically down to the basket, which is about center frame right now, I believe. Yeah. So the difficulty with this shot is I've got to throw something that is understable enough to fight that slope, but also stable enough that it's not going to just dump out. So we'll see how that goes. So normally I've tried to hit this gap here on the right side with something a little understable to really fight and head left. But with that downhill slope, it's so hard to get something to hold over long enough without either burning it into the hillside and getting a really bad roll or having it hyzer out early. So today I'm actually going to try something different. And I'm going to try to hit this left gap up over here, wide left, with something good and stable. Throw it up over the hill and see if I can get it to crash down to the right. I think for the lefty backhand that'll work a little better. We'll see. So I did not hit the gap that I intended to hit for sure, but I hit like the smallest gap I could possibly hit. And we are down there. It pushed a little bit out to the right because I hit it a little early, but that's okay. Honestly, I think that's a way better result than if I tried to hit this right gap with some anhyzer or some flex. So you can see I ended up just a little bit short. If I can hit the gap that I'm intending, I think that I can definitely park this hole. I got pin high, but because I hit that gap early, hyzered out a little too much right, I'm going to run this putt for sure, because there's not really much danger if I do or don't. So I'm going to run this, see if we can snag a birdie outside the circle. Here we go. Ooh. Hole 15 is 455 foot par 4. It's not very far, but it's pretty tricky. Basket is behind those bushes, probably about 80 to 90 feet, thrown to a blind pin. Righty would definitely play along the ditch, hitting this gap over here on the right. For the lefty, I think I'm going to try to hit this left gap over here with something stable. Going to go with my Big Z Raptor. Try to hit it hard and flat and get it to hook up late and just hit through that gap and finish over towards the bushes. Got that funky limb hanging there, but still managed to pretty much hit the gap that I wanted. So I should be out there in the open. Should be a decently easy up and down for the 3. So I clipped a really low hanging branch, which ate up a little bit of my distance, but honestly not a whole lot. I probably just would have finished a little more right and maybe another 20 feet up. But I think I've got somewhere around 260 to 270 to the basket. I'm going to hit it with my Bushnell real fast just to make sure, because this hillside can make it kind of difficult to gauge that distance. So let's find out. So it's a little bit less than that. It's 230 to the pin. I'm going to go with my jawbreaker zone on this one. My zone is pretty beat in and a very straight flyer. So I really think if I rip on it really good and straight, it'll hit flat and just land right there by the basket. Shout out to Brody Smith on the Dark Horse Zone, one of my favorite discs. And I've also beat the mess out of this, so it's very straight for a zone. So as you can see, the thing's super beat in, and I flipped that, and that went straight left. So that's going to be a rather difficult putt. I did not expect for it to flip like that in the tailwind. I have too much power. Anyways, let's see if we can get that for the birdie. Hole 16 is a really fun one, very straightforward. Excellent lefty backhand hole. 320-foot par 3, straight ahead. If you can see the crepe myrtle that's down there about center frame, maybe a little to the right of center frame, basket is right behind that. Downhill, probably plays closer to, I say 300, maybe 290. Gonna go with my buzz on this one, rip it nice and flat, and I expect this to just ride straight and have just a tad bit of finish at the end. The goal here is to try to finish past the crepe myrtle, or at least left of that crepe myrtle, so I don't have that in play when I need to putt. That was terrible. I'm having a little bit of a grip issue today. I gripped that out to the left, did not hit a tree though, so I am out there in the open. Should be an easy up and down for the par. So again, having a little trouble with the grip today. Sorry about that. Today is not my best performance, I'll admit that. But gave myself about 110, maybe 120 to the pin. I'm going to try to throw my active sensei down there and give this a run, see if I maybe can't dunk this for a birdie. But if anything, this should be nice and slow and grippy, so if I do miss, it should stick really well and be down there for an easy tap-in par. Oh man, the wind looked good on that one, man. It had a good line on it. And the wind looked like it was holding it up, but then it just kind of dumped at the end. But that's an easy tap-in par right there. We're here at the home stretch now. Hole 17 is a par 3, 330 feet. Basket is just over on the right, just a little bit right before that pavilion. Gonna go with my Biofusion getaway here. Try to flip it up on this left side over here, and let it ride and just finish over to the right toward the basket. Direction on that, actually going to try to throw it more down the center. Try to throw it with a touch of hyzer and get it to just flip up and ride straight. And it should have a little bit of finish at the end. Let's see if we can get it there for a birdie. So definitely got the distance on that, but I hit that way too straight and hyzered out, skipped, and I'm way down the hill. That's going to be a par, unfortunately. I hate that. But, oh well. Did wind up pin high, but probably about 80 to 90 feet right. So like I said, distance was great on that, but just wound up hitting a little bit over on the right, pushed it too straight and got a really bad skip. This hillside just took that disc and sent it. I probably got about 80 feet to the basket. Gonna go with my PA3, just pitch it up there nice and soft, land it by the basket and take my par. That should work. So final hole here at Munson Park, hole 18, is a par 4, 460 feet. Significant uphill, crest the hill, and then significant downhill with some OB back behind it with the driveway that circles around right over here. You also have to be careful of the driveway on the right, because that is OB as well. But that shouldn't come into play unless it hyzes out real hard and then catches some edge and rolls. My goal is definitely to hit this gap here just straight ahead with something a little bit understable so that it flexes, and as long as I can crest the top of the hill, I'm happy with that, because I can throw downhill and try to get that birdie to finish out the day. Let's see if we can hit it. I'm going to go with my Neo Enigma. was essentially what I wanted to do, but it wound up just a little bit out to the right and caught a tree, but that still should be an okay spot. I'm up there kind of on the hill. I think I'll have something that I can hyzer around out to the left side and just dump it down to the basket. We'll see if we can get a birdie for the last hole. So I definitely didn't get anywhere near the distance I wanted off the tee catching that tree there. I definitely would have been probably at least another 100 feet forward had I not caught that tree, because it would have hit this hill and just skipped forward. It should be okay though. I just need to hit this left gap here. I'm gonna go with my Neo instinct. Just try to hit it flat, or maybe even with a touch of anhyzer. Get it up over the hill, and then just let it finish down to the right. I think this should be an okay disc that shouldn't go too far and push the OB line. I'm gonna go with my ESP Undertaker instead, a little bit faster disc, because I'm gonna need to throw from a standstill here. With this hill, it's gonna be a really awkward footing, and I need to throw from a standstill, so I need something just a little bit faster. But I also need something with a little bit of understability to kind of fight that hill and then pull late in the flight. Also, bonus points if you can guess who this character is on this disc. Ooh. That is pretty much exactly what I wanted. I think it hyzered a little bit more than I wanted, so we'll see if I'm inside the circle, but I don't think it should have pushed long. We'll see when we get up there. So good news and bad news. Good news, I was not OB, just barely. I actually pushed that OB line really, really close. Bad news, it hyzered out quite a bit right, and I'm looking at probably about a 70-footer. I'm gonna run this because there's not really any danger here with this uphill slope. I'm gonna run it, and fingers crossed we can jam one more birdie to end out the day. I unfortunately could not can the last birdie. That's okay though. Managed to lay it up to a pretty easy par. As you guys can see, this course is pretty demanding. Just a ton of elevation all over the place. And this insane wind did not help today. But that's how disc golf is sometimes. I think I finished at 3 under, maybe 4 under. I don't think I finished 4 under, maybe 3 under. I'll find out once I'm cutting it all together. Anyways, that's Munson Park, guys. I hope you enjoyed.
So as you can see there, I definitely was not keeping up with my round while I was playing. I was planning on checking it once I edited everything together. Was not 3 under or 4 under at all. Wound up finishing 1 under par. It's not too bad. I know that I can do better out there. If you've watched the front 9, you'll see where I kind of talk about some of my issues with my form. I've got some kinks that I'm working out. The past couple of weeks I've been working on a whole lot of that, trying to fix some of the rounding issues and really get the power back that I've had before. The power was off. I mean, I was throwing so short compared to what I'm capable of usually. But I've been working on that for the past couple of weeks, and I am happy to say that I went and played this course again this past Friday and did significantly better. So I'm looking forward to this tournament. I'm really hyped. There's a couple more things I'm working on. The putt's feeling really good and really solid, so I'm very excited for this tournament coming up. It's going to be on April 25th, and I can't wait. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and let me know if there's anything else I can do during these. Sorry for being a little bit long-winded. I'm getting used to this, so I hope that that's okay with you guys. If not, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what I can do. Anything to change this up and make the content better for you guys. This is Adam with High Action Disc Golf, and I'll catch you guys on the high road.
The lefty backhand is great on this hole because I can throw something out that's stable, hit it on the left side. Well, almost got. You guys are going to get to see my forehand. We'll see how this goes. I'm going to throw my Crystal Flex. Yes, it is a Crystal Flex. I'm an idiot. it.